In the last couple of years, Sony has made a lot of progress in the smartphone market as it looks to regain ground lost at the likes of Samsung, HTC and Apple. The basis for this progress has been the Xperia Z range of smartphones, and in 2014 the Xperia Z2 is going to be its top phone. Today we're looking at the Z2 to see if it can compete with the likes of the Galaxy S5, the HTC One M8 and Apple's iPhone 6, which is likely to launch later this year. It may look a lot like the Xperia Z1, but the Z2 is now slimmer, lighter and a little bit taller than last year's model. The effect is that it feels much nicer when you hold it, though with a 5.2-inch screen, it is difficult to use one-handed. Sony has continued with the fully flat design language it introduced last year, as well as keeping the Xperia Z2 dust and waterproof, something Samsung has now copied on the Galaxy S5. Looking at performance, the Xperia Z2 uses the latest Qualcomm chip along with 3 gigs of RAM, a combination that makes it a hugely powerful device. Multitasking, opening and closing apps, streaming HD video and playing graphically intensive games all work without a problem. And despite all this power, we found that the Xperia Z2 easily gives you a full day of battery power. Reports ahead of launch suggested Sony was having issues with the rear glass cover getting really hot during intense use. We didn't find this to be a problem during our testing. Sony's 20.7 megapixel camera is similar to the one featured on the Z1 and Z1 Compact. It features autofocus and LED flash, plus touch focus, face detection, image stabilization, HDR and panorama modes. All this make it one of the best smartphone cameras out there, and while it may not quite match up to the Lumia 1020, it's definitely the leader of the Android pack. Sony has also decided to include high-resolution 4K video recording on the Xperia Z2, but while this may be the future, I'm not sure how many people will be really using it right now. Also, it should be noted the inclusion of a physical shutter button is a real benefit, giving you quick access to the camera at all times. So the Xperia Z2 may not be a dramatic improvement over last year's Z1, but what it is showing is that Sony is still producing phones which are competing right at the top end of the market. Its large size and £600 price tag may put some people off, but the phone has a great screen, it's got a great camera, excellent performance and flawless build quality, meaning it was one of the best smartphones of 2014. Thanks for tuning in, and for all your news and reviews, make sure to log on to ibtimes.co.uk/technology.